What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beer review. Today we're doing a little comparison, a little side-by-side action, while still keeping it kind of in the Halloween can art theme because Halloween is right around the corner. Today we're looking at, from Bhramari Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina, or formerly out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is Stout Chocula. Like that can art, it says Stout Chocula is an Imperial Stout with Count Chocula breakfast cereal, Pinella's cocoa nibs, and vanilla. Clocking in at 10.5% in the 1 pint can. There is no canned on date on this guy. It also says it contains lactose. And we have the bourbon barrel aged version of this same beer. Bourbon barrel aged Stout Chocula. This guy says Widow Jane barrel aged Imperial Stout. Widow Jane is a bourbon with breakfast cereal, marshmallow, French broad cocoa nibs or cacao nibs, and Madagascar vanilla bean. That's weird. I thought that this guy was just going to be the base beer put into some Widow Jane bourbon barrels. However, they're using different cocoa nibs in these. So I'm not sure if they use a totally different recipe for this guy or what the deal is, because it doesn't seem like they just took the base beer and put it in barrels, because there's different adjuncts, but it's close enough, so we're doing it. First off, the non-barrel aged version. Yeah, pours black as night, just dark. I mean, no light's coming through on that guy. I mean, that is super, just pitch black. Thin, small bubble head, quarter finger head, dissipates really, really quickly. So yeah, I am picking up those those chocolate notes. Lots of that chocolate note. There is a little vanilla in there. Picking that up too. But mostly it's just those big chocolate notes. A little roastiness to it as well. I mean, it smells exactly how I would expect a beer that's brewed with chocolate cereal pretty much to smell. Yeah, loads and loads of chocolate. Let's see if we can crack into this guy. Oh, here it is. Got a little wax. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but this one is clocking in at 13.8% ABV. So a kick up from the 10.5% of the base version. Let's see what we got here. This one kind of pours a little bit. It's not as dark on the pour. That one actually came out kind of like a cola, but as it filled the glass, it darkened up. But straight out of the bottle, it was more kind of a darker cola appearance. Yeah, virtually no head whatsoever on this guy. Let me get one going here. Very faint. The head, I will say, that is coming up is a little bit darker than what was poured for the base version. Let's get a nose in her. Oh, that bourbon just jumps right out. First thing I get is just a pop of bourbon. There is a sweetness. The chocolate notes are kind of hidden behind that bourbon, but you do get it. Not picking up any of the vanilla that I did pick up on from the base version. There is a little oakiness, a little woodiness to it. Yeah, smells pretty good. Let's dive into the base. Cheers. Big sticky sweetness, straight up. Coats the mouth. You do get those big, huge chocolate notes. Get a little molasses in that as well. There's a nice chocolate pop with a little molasses in there. About midway through, kind of this a little metallic taste kind of rears its head, but then the vanilla kind of finishes this thing off. I will say that there is this kind of a little bit on the back end, this kind of powdered chalky chocolate flavor that you kind of get from that powdered chocolate. And I guess that's coming kind of from the cereal, because it's kind of like what you get whenever you eat some of that cereal, kind of that like chocolate powderiness. I'm pretty sure that that's where that's coming from. Yeah, really good. Big, I mean, it's a sweet, sweet beer. There is no bitterness whatsoever to this beer. That's a huge, just sweet, syrupy chocolate stout. It's really, I enjoy this one. Let's see how it compares to the bourbon barrel aged. Yeah. This one comes off a bit thinner, not as syrupy, still big sweet chocolates coming up there. At first you're just nailed with that bourbon. Picking up loads of that bourbon characteristic. There is a slight booziness to this beer. However, I think it works well with how sweet this beer base and barrel aged version is. I think that barrel characteristic kind of knocks off some of the sweetness. Not getting as much of the vanilla that I did and in the back end that I did from the base beer. This beer is all about the barrel and the chocolate. Yeah, big barrel presence right up front. That chocolate comes in about midway once that barrel kind of fades a little bit. Finishes with this like little chocolate oakiness to it. And the alcohol, you can definitely feel. It does have a little warming effect in the back of the throat, into the chest. But it's kind of nice to know that's there. I do think that the barrel kind of overpowers this a little bit. I wish it was a little bit more balanced out barrel and sweetness, but I will say that the barrel does cut into that sweetness, but the barrel presence straight up front is a little bit overwhelming. And that's something I picked up on in the nose as well. I mean, you just stick your nose in it and that barrel just pops you right in the face. You kind of have to dig for those adjuncts a little bit in this beer. Like I said earlier, formally from Asheville, Bhramari has shut down operations. That happened earlier this year. So I won't say that you can't find these beers, because some stores around me still carry, especially some of the barrel aged stuff. So if you had seen Bhramari around your area before, there's a chance that some of the bottles might still be around. And generally they do pretty good stuff. I will say, and this is kind of rare for me, I think that I prefer the base version a little bit more than the barrel aged version. typically I love just your barrel aged stouts. I just love what barrel aging does to stouts. However, I think this one, the barrel is just a little bit overpowering, and I want to taste that base beer a little bit more. I want to taste what this had more to offer in this beer with a little bit of the bourbon. This one is a big, sweet, sticky stout. This one is not as sweet and sticky, but I kind of want to pick up a little bit more of that in this. I want to find that vanilla that I found in this one in the barrel aged version. I want the chocolate to pop just a little bit more, just not kind of be a little afterthought, kind of mid palate to finish it out. Because once that oakiness comes in and plays in the finish, there is a chocolate oakiness, but the oak kind of takes over a little bit. That's kind of weird for me, because I'll say that the base version, in my opinion, is better than the barrel aged version. Your opinion might differ. If you've had both of these, let me know which one you prefer more in the comments below. Both of these are really good. This one ran me about $6.50. This one was about $10 more. If I can get, double this for one of these, definitely I'm going with the base version. Plus, at 13.8% in a bigger bottle, polishing that off solo is a little bit of a more daunting task than polishing off a 16-ounce, 10.5% beer. So, that being said, that's all I got for these. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of them. See if I can pawn a little bit off, see if anybody else likes some of these. And I hope y'all find one to enjoy as well. Cheers.